Hey kids, and welcome to the show. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about winter. Ooh, you hear the wind blowing and the flaps of the tarp. Yeah, there is some wind happening in Oklahoma today, and that's cool. It's a beautiful morning as far as the temperature. It's a little chilly, so it's going to be a great day to run some conduit, and I've got about 100 foot of conduit and electricity to run, and I have to bury that, and I have to bury it kind of deep. So I have a couple weeks ahead of me of digging this trench to bury this conduit for the wire. And however, I got some direct burial wire that can be used um, kind of on the surface for a little bit while I'm digging that trench. So I'm gonna hook that up, make sure it's in a safe location, marked really well, and we are gonna get that breaker box set up today, even in this wind, and we're gonna get it done safely. And we're just gonna run that, the wire, which is the service wire, right along the surface of the ground and right to where we're going. What that will do is that will allow us to make sure that we're getting absolutely enough wire. We'll connect that up, make sure everything is working, functioning, and once we know that and confirm it, we will disconnect it and put the conduit on it. And that is a fun job. So how do we do the conduit? Pretty simple. That's what I do by myself. I tie one end of the service cable to a tree. Now it's big, it's thick, so you can kind of come around, just tie one knot, it'll hold. Stretch that stuff out as far as you can go. No, I said a tree, you can attach it to anything. Make it straight, get your conduit, put it in one end, have somebody grab the other end of the rope, kind of like you're playing tug of war with the tree, and then just run the conduit up the line, and it'll go right on. So that's how you do it by yourself if you need to. Like I said, have somebody else hold it. 3 people, ideal. But my 3-year-old or 4-year-old at the time, Kiara, she helped me run some conduit. It's not very hard, but it does help to have a second person. So why am I talking about electricity? Well, with the weather, the winter is coming, and we have to start prepping. Well, it's so easy to just be lazy about things and just get it done for the sake of getting it done, or you can get it done right the first time. One of the lessons I've learned in the last couple of years is taking a moment to say, you know what? Yeah, I can make it work today, but let's do it right the first time. And sometimes that means patching together things that are just ugly. And like right now, the building we're setting power to, it's an extension cord. I mean, it looks like a meth house. It looks like a meth house, because you have the extension cords running to the building. We literally had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 extension cords running around this property, different directions, and some of those extension cords had multiple extension cords. It wasn't the safest thing in the world, but we were doing low voltage. And now we have one, and I'm trying to finish that one, and I'm excited. It's been a long time going, and before, when I was having my issues, I know some of you guys have been following me for a while, know that I had trouble with opiates. Not like normal people would, but I had like these adverse reactions to it. So still went through withdrawal, getting off of all those. It was a rough 2 years. And the reason I say that and the reason I'm talking about electricity is because this, boom, is me trying to put a power pole up when I'm taking 30 pills at the VA and experiencing tons of depression. And you go fast forward 2 years, one pill, one type of pill. I take 2 of one pill, metformin. I'll let you guys know it's a pretty common drug. No insulin, none of that crap anymore. Just one. And this little plant that grows out of the ground. You guys know which one I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention that one in this because I'm just checking algorithms right now. So, a plant and metformin. That's it. So I am very pleased to report that this is the result of that. I honestly don't think that my wife could have supported me or continue to support me through my recovery and my surgeries and all that stuff if I had stayed on the opiates. So I guess I will say it because it's just one of those things. Cannabis is one of those things that I thought were horrible. Like just stay away from those. As a child, it was really tough to decide to use cannabis as a treatment. But you know what? The clarity that I've gotten, and I don't use that stuff that gets you just blasted. Just, we're keeping it really calm. I infuse my own honey, so just like everything else, I don't know where my coffee cup is. I have a little bit in my honey, and it's in my coffee. And that actually helps with my pain management. It helps with my anxiety. It helps with my sleeping, and it's been a good experience. So it's good for me, not necessarily for everybody else. There's a lot of alternative therapies out there. This one worked for me. There's Kratom. I haven't used it. From what I understand, and I might be wrong, so correct me in the comments, but if you take Kratom or Kratom, oh, excuse me. Well, I dropped my coffee cup, but luckily, sorry, that's probably squeaky. I have my trusty, oops, upside down, Life or Juice thermos. So, yeah, where were we? It's probably a lot of, I probably shouldn't have put all that on there, but real things happen. I missed my shelf when I put my coffee on, so I don't have honey in this coffee because my other thermos doesn't have honey in it. So anyway, like I said, you don't have to be blasted out of your mind if you properly study. So study the terps, study everything. There's a lot to learn, and there's ways to get into trouble. The thing that, for me, the reason I was able to make the switch was because I was chewing hydrocodones and everything. They gave me all kinds of stuff. So I was on the hydros, the oxys, everything. And I was on the Xanax and all this stuff. And some of those were causing some very bad side effects. And if you keep taking those, your heart stops. That's the bottom line. Your heart will stop. And the anxiety and pain relief and everything that was going on, I just always felt like I was chasing pain management and never receiving it and feeling more and more depressed. So a lot of people, I was scared what a lot of people would think when I decided to switch over to this cannabis, and I did. I got some heat. I got a lot of heat from family members and friends, and that's okay. I understand it because it took me being in a wheelchair and desperate to try it. And that's the bottom line. And the thing for me was I was diagnosed, and I've shared this before, with medication-induced depression with suicidal ideation. So in layman terms, that basically means that when I take a lot of medications that are prescribed for whatever reason, a lot of them are, they're not all the opiates. Some of them are some of the psychotropic drugs. But when I take them, they make me suicidal. And it's really scary because I experience PTSD from things from the military, and I don't need to go into that because it's nothing super serious, guys. But I experienced some of that, and the drugs that the benzos and all that they put you on, they just numb you to it. They don't let you deal with it. Whereas when I've been on cannabis, I can actually think about it and really kind of work through my feelings. It definitely helps with the night terrors and the insomnia, but you have to study it. It's not like you just walk in and grab some weed off the counter and then you feel good and everything's better, because there's different pollens and there's different strains and there's different terpenes, and if you're not paying attention to what you're putting in your body, regardless of whether it's something you're growing out of the ground, well, anything. I mean, if you grow a berry, you need to know what that berry is about. Don't just go around a field just picking berries. And I say that because you can have an allergy to one strain of the cannabis plant. And the reason is because they all have different pollens. They're different they're flowers. And so they have these pollens, these terpenes, the oils, and all that stuff. And all those oils are just slightly different. And some of them help with anxiety. Some of them help with, flexibility. Some of them help with pain management. Different oils help with different things. Some strains have everything a person needs to work. Some strains have zero. Some strains will make you high as a kite. Some strains will just make you relax. Kind of like smoking a cigarette after a long day, which I don't smoke anymore, which is great. I'm talking about taking care of your health, and winter is coming. So we're talking about winter. I'm laying lines, getting stuff done. Right now, before it freezes, I am insulating. So you guys need to start insulating now, because when the weather report comes on and says it's going to drop to 20 degrees tonight, and you're like, oh crap, I got to go do all this stuff. Procrastination and patience are very similar. Procrastination is when you say, I'll do it when I need to do it and whatever. Patience is, I can spend my time better doing something else right now so I don't have to do something like that later. So I've been patient with putting everything in. I can't really be patient. I have about a month before we're really going to see some freezing temperatures. And I don't want any pipes freezing. So I have to start working on that. We have to start working on all facets and all parts of our life. Right now, things are crazy. People are losing their jobs for silly stuff. We're going to just call it silly stuff because we know who gets strikes when they talk about the silly stuff. So people are losing their jobs. People are getting scared. We have cryptocurrency is going to the moon right now. It's crazy. And as cool as it is to make a whole lot of money on cryptocurrency, if you do, that means that the economy is crashing. And that sucks. I would much rather us have a very robust and healthy economy than cryptocurrency to be going through the roof. So I think you guys need to do your research on cryptos, on if you want to do gold and silver, and I like copper and silver. I don't like gold because it's too big. You can't trade. You know, if you need a case of water and you spent $30-$40 on a piece of silver, you'll probably trade it for a case of water. But if you have a $2,000 or $3,000 gold coin, who's going to give you change? So, yeah, I like copper and silver. Plus, copper is really soft. You can bend it into stuff. You can make statues and plates, and I don't know. I'm also gonna try to figure out how to make some rope. That's kind of my next hobby thing. I was doing some work on one of the farms out here, and there's all these branches, and I think that you use those branches to make stuff. So I might see about doing some of that stuff. So there's other uses for that. But let's get back to what I was talking about. We have to position ourselves and get ready. I know winter is coming. It became that Game of Thrones thing. I honestly only watched one episode and I thought it was a little gross, so I just let it go. And I didn't watch it. I know about it, and I know people say winter is coming. I get the concept there, but it truly is a real thing because winter is coming, and winter is going to be cold. Last winter was cold. It was freezing, and we survived it in an RV. Yeah, a little bitty stinking RV, holes all up in it. It was terrible. And our family survived. Not all our livestock survived, but we survived. It was tough. And this winter, we're in much better condition, and we're healthier. So this winter, we're not scared. We're not going into this nervous. We're going to this and into this in a sense of what happens shall happen, but what we have control over, we will take care of, because that's ultimately what you have to do. I mean, that's what I'm telling my kids. That's what I'm telling you, kids. Just take care of what you can take care of. And those things that you have no control over, it's not procrastination just to wait until those things need to be dealt with. Because when you don't have control over it, you can't really do anything but be stressed out. When you do have the ability to take control of something, then do it. Take control and fix it. But don't dwell on things you can't control. You can't control the storm. Well, you might be able to control the storm if you know the right words, and they usually start with Jesus. So, anyway, until next time, work hard, be kind, and have fun.